Well, Andrew Mountbatten-Windsor has been summoned to appear before US Congress over his links to Jeffrey Epstein. The Democrat members of the House Committee on Oversight say they believe the former prince could have insight into Epstein's crimes due to their long-standing friendship.
For the British royal family, scandals are managed with a well-rehearsed playbook. Silence, a carefully worded statement, strategic exile, and the relentless forward march of the monarchy. It's a system designed to absorb shock and project continuity. But on December 27, 2025, an American politician tore that playbook to shreds. Congressman Ro Khanna didn't just criticise Prince Andrew. He issued a direct, public, and financially explicit ultimatum to the institution of the monarchy itself. Pay the victims. This wasn't a tabloid headline. It was a political and diplomatic grenade rolled straight into the gilded halls of Buckingham Palace. And the fallout reveals a crown caught between a multi-million-dollar settlement that failed to buy silence and a future where its greatest threats may not come from within Britain, but from across the Atlantic. Welcome to Royal Family Daily. Let's break down the attack. Congressman Ro Khanna, a California Democrat and co-sponsor of the high-profile Epstein Transparency Act, didn't mince words. On X, he posted, "The royal family should personally compensate Epstein's victims. Who agrees?" He followed it with statements to the press, sharpening the blade. The royal family should be ashamed and horrified. They should be compensating each of the working-class girls who were victims of the Epstein class. Notice the language. He didn't say the Duke of York. He didn't say Prince Andrew's finances. He said the royal family. This was a deliberate, calculated escalation. Khanna, a figure in US political circles, pushing for accountability from powerful enablers, was now applying that same framework to a foreign monarchy. He was no longer addressing a royal individual's legal mess. He was accusing the 1,000-year-old institution of moral and financial complicity. To understand why this lands with such destructive force, you have to rewind to what the palace believed was their endgame: the 2022 Virginia Giuffre settlement. Prince Andrew, after a disastrous BBC interview, and with a civil trial looming, settled the case for a reported £12 million. The crucial detail? Zero admission of liability, not a hint of wrongdoing. Financially, it was astronomical. Strategically, it was meant to be a circuit breaker. The money, reportedly sourced from the late Queen's private Duchy of Lancaster income and the sale of Andrew's Swiss chalet, was the price of a full stop. Simultaneously, then Prince Charles and the late Queen orchestrated Andrew's exile. His military affiliations and royal patronages were returned. His use of the HRH style in an official capacity was revoked. The message was clear. He is a private citizen now. His problem, paid for, contained, but containment was an illusion. Almost immediately, two critical fractures appeared. First, the physical exile was incomplete. Andrew retreated to Royal Lodge, the 30-room mansion in Windsor Great Park. Insiders report that King Charles III, from the moment he ascended the throne, viewed this as untenable. In his vision for a streamlined, cost-conscious monarchy, a disgraced brother living in a multi-million-dollar estate, reportedly with taxpayer-funded security, was a glaring contradiction. A fierce, private feud erupted. Charles, it's believed, pushed for Andrew to downsize to the more modest Frogmore Cottage. Andrew, armed with a lifelong lease on Royal Lodge, dug in. This wasn't just a sibling spat, it was a cold war over status, money and control, with courtiers on both sides leaking their frustrations. The exile had a very comfortable and very public address. The second fracture was the unending drip of scandal. The settlement didn't magically erase Andrew from the Epstein narrative. New document dumps, whether from court proceedings or media investigations, continued to surface. Each one, a photo, an email, a flight log, was a fresh tremor. Palace communications staff, tasked with promoting a modern, positive monarchy, would watch in frustration as their work was drowned out by another wave of Epstein-related headlines. The strategy of quietly forgetting was impossible. Andrew's presence, both physically at Royal Lodge and spectrally in the news, meant the crisis was never truly in the past tense. It was a persistent, low-grade infection in the monarchy's system. This is the tinderbox Congressman Connor lit a match to. His demand didn't emerge from a vacuum. It came in the wake of another tranche of Epstein files revelations, keeping the story globally active. By calling for direct financial compensation from the royal family, he expertly reframed the entire issue. He bypassed the settled legal case against Andrew and went straight to the moral account book of the Crown. In the court of public opinion, he was prosecuting the institution for its collective association, its historical protection of Andrew, and its perceived silence. For an American audience, and increasingly for a global one, this simplified a complex royal drama into a powerful narrative. Immense, ancient wealth versus vulnerable victims. The palace's nuanced legalistic defence was powerless against this kind of emotional, political argument. Now, let's be clear on the brutal reality. The royal family will never, ever comply with Khanna's demand. To do so would be an apocalyptic admission of institutional guilt. It would create a limitless financial precedent, inviting claims against the monarchy for the actions of any of its members, past or present. It would legally and symbolically confirm the Crown's liability in a way that would shatter its constitutional foundations. Buckingham Palace knows this. Khanna almost certainly knows this. So what's the real goal? The goal is perpetual pressure. It's to keep the scandal alive in a new, more dangerous form. It's to ensure that every future discussion of royal finances, every mention of King Charles's vast private wealth, every tabloid story about Andrew's lifestyle is now filtered through this question. But what about the Epstein victims? The internal fallout from this external attack is where the real damage is done. For King Charles, this is a nightmare scenario. His entire project of a slimmed-down, relevant and scandal-free monarchy is hijacked. Instead of headlines about environmental activism or thoughtful patronage, he's dragged back into the mire of his brother's associations. The feud over Royal Lodge is no longer just an irritating family dispute. It's a symbol of the monarchy's inability to fully cleanse itself. Insiders suggest the king's patience, already thin, has evaporated. Every day Andrew remains in that house is seen as a defiance that makes the entire institution look weak and complicit. And what of Andrew? Khanna's move slams the door on any faint hope of rehabilitation. The idea that after a few quiet years he might be allowed some minor, low-profile royal role is now utterly extinguished. He is permanently recast, not just as a disgraced prince, but as the reason a foreign government is morally shaming the crown. He is an active liability, a hole in the hull of the monarchical ship. The pressure on him to finally concede, to leave Royal Lodge and vanish completely from public view, is now immense. But his defiance, born of a lifetime of privilege and a startling lack of self-awareness, means a peaceful resolution is unlikely. The standoff continues, but the stakes have been raised to a terrifying new level. So, what has Congressman Khanna truly achieved? He hasn't secured a penny for victims. He hasn't changed British law, but he has performed a profound and damaging act of reframing. He has successfully exported the Andrew scandal from the realm of British royal gossip and planted it firmly in the arena of international accountability for the powerful. The Epstein saga is no longer just about Prince Andrew's past. Hannah has welded it to the royal family's present and future. It is now a permanent lens through which the monarchy's wealth, morality, and use of privilege will be judged. The palace's old weapons, silence, patience, and private settlements are useless against this. They are facing a new kind of fire, and they have no idea how to put it out. The bill they thought was settled in 2022 has just been returned to them with a devastating new line item: the cost to their legacy. If you want to follow every twist in this unprecedented crisis, make sure you're part of the community that goes deeper. Subscribe to Royal Family Daily and hit the notification bell. We connect the dots between the palace statements, the insider leaks, and the global pressure to bring you the full story. Let us know in the comments below. Is Congressman Khanna right to demand this? Or is this an overreach into another nation's affairs? And what do you think King Charles's next desperate move will be?